top with him. Fight. You knock him off. Boom, he goes down. Holy shit, your right pulls you down, but you pull him down. Boom, he's out of the picture. You go up. Your hands are on it. You got it. He pulls you down.
Bro, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, seriously, is this really what we're doing, right? Bro, I swear, LA Knight honestly cannot catch a break. And that face really says it all to why he's really pissed off. Not at himself, but the entire booking that he's been getting, bro. So I watched WWE Unreal Season 2 on Netflix, and I made it all the way to episode 3, right? And in that episode, it mainly talks about how, Triple H was, lecturing LA Knight to where he had botched and messed up that spot to where he was supposed to, pull Seth Rollins off of the ladder. And that him and Seth Rollins were supposed to climb the ladder in that Money in the Bank ladder match, right? And now he wanted someone like Seth Rollins to still win that match by delivering LA Knight the curb stop and not having LA Knight win it. And I was sitting over here like, bro, see, not only are they actually treating LA Knight horribly, they're actually, exposing right at us. But live on Netflix in this stupid Unreal documentary series. And I'm hearing other people are talking about it all over social media.
And now Seth has to climb all the way back up again. Neither here nor there. The main point is that Triple H said, you did not do the finish that we talked about. And that's the thing. Everybody wants to have sympathy for LA Knight. Everybody wants to be emotional. It's okay. I'm a fan of LA Knight too. Hey, this is the planned finish. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you need to do. And you don't do it, you have every right. You have earned the right to not be able to move forward like you once thought you would.
Okay, I don't want to bash that dude. I know he's just speaking from his perspective, from his opinion, how he felt about it. But if I had to, if I recall, back in 2023, in that Money in the Bank ladder match in 2023, Triple H had immediately said at the press conference to the way how he felt about LA Knight, saying, and I quote, "Great things come to those who wait." And here we are in like 2026. People kept waiting.
WWE Unreal Season 2 floating around. But I want to focus on this one specific part.
We've got a really good story there. We just missed the moment to put the fire on it.
Nigga, you missed the chance to put the fire on it 2 years ago.
No.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly, bro. Man, shout out to White NRD. Shout out to his YouTube channel. You guys did not follow him. But yeah, that is exactly what I was talking about. And this is exactly why I had said for years that WWE, including Triple H, seriously missed the boat with LA Knight. And here's the thing. None of this would have happened if Triple H and also Chris Parker, the WWE producer, none of this would have happened if they would just have LA Knight win that freaking Money in the Bank briefcase and not make it so complicated.
It was built for you, and not to win, but to really get you connecting with the crowd. You move a lot of merch for us, and it's great. You have the it factor and all that, and they want you to win. They expect you to win. LA Knight, camera 3. They love the whole yeah thing, and it is cool. You make people feel like they're a part of it. Camera 2, get a tight shot. I just feel like this is a great opportunity to teach them that you don't get everything you want in life, and you could be the poster child for that. And I think you come out on the other end way better off than if you ever actually win anything ever here in WWE. Stu, positions. Just recently signed an extension and you're here until 2029. And I think we could honestly make this your thing. Just always getting very close and just flat out losing in the most embarrassing way possible. And
man, shout out to that dude. I think his name's Regular Joe on his YouTube channel. But yeah, that's exactly my point. That Triple H should have just strike while the iron is hot by actually putting the rocket on LA Knight ever since 2023, if not 2024. On 2024, if not 2023. That's what I meant to say. And on episode 4, it talks about both LA Knight and Seth Rollins missed the planned ladder match. And Triple H had, for some reason, shut the idea down of not having LA Knight, not knowing about Seth Rollins' knee injury, back at Saturday night's main event. Yeah, I call literally BS, bro. This is exactly how WWE treats the wrestlers, bro. It says, here's what they have said. One of the few people that I couldn't, in good conscience, let think that this was real was LA Knight. That's what Seth Rollins said. But Seth came to me and said, why does LA Knight need to know? I don't feel like he needs to know. I said, Seth, if the roles were reversed on this and I didn't tell you, you would be out of your mind pissed at me. You're a professional in the ring. And your first thought is make sure your opponent doesn't get hurt and all these things and gets hurt on your watch. And then you find out later it was all BS. You'd be out of your mind mad. I didn't clue you on that. He paused a few seconds, looked at me and was like, fair enough. And he never, bro. So are they actually, blaming LA Knight for all of this? Bro, like I said before, none of this would have happened if they would just have him win that freaking briefcase in the first place instead of once like, who was it? Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, because they seriously missed the boat on LA Knight. That's how they've been screwing LA Knight for the past 3 years in that Money in the Bank ladder match, and that's how they want to make it so complicated. And behind his horrendous booking by not striking while the iron is hot. Meanwhile, Jey Uso, Triple H has been putting the rock on Jey Uso and being protected also by being shoved down the fans' throats. And this is, in the other episodes, it's talking about Pat McAfee's story about him fighting Gunther. And his first time ever match is like once in a lifetime experience. And it was funny. I saw Triple H saying that, he's talking about someone like Pat McAfee is the face of WWE. And I was like, really, bro? All he does is do commentary and he hosts his own podcast. How is he living the face of WWE, bro? Really, Triple H? Okay. And then episode 1 talk about, the history of Becky Lynch, how she became the man, and how her matches, her highlights, and the story with her and Lara Valkyria. And then we cut into like the wrestling match of Lara Valkyria with the Women's IC Championship on Monday Night Raw, February 25th of 2025 last year. I just wanted to point out the fact that they just had Lara Valkyria show highlights of her winning and make someone like Dakota Kai, who's no longer in WWE, FYI, being looked like a geek. Man, that really sucks for Dakota Kai, bro. That's really how they want people to look at her on this documentary series by getting beat by Lara Valkyria, getting the spotlight on her. Okay. And the other episodes is talking about someone like Trini, a.k.a. Naomi, her run in WWE, going down the highlights of her career. And now they were talking about how she had walked out along with Sasha Banks, mainly because of the booking. Mainly because how the creative booking was different a few years ago. When Vince was in creative control. And gorilla position. Yeah. I wanted to see all this story. I wanted to hear more stories surrounding a Trinity Fought too. Throughout the reason to why she and Sasha Banks had walked out, aka Mercedes Moné. Oh boy, this is the one where we're gonna be talking about R-Truth. Yep. Like I said before, Triple H is such a fraud. To where he had immediately stated that, and I quote, R-Truth was never not under contract nor fired. And I was like, really, bruh? Then why did R-Truth took to Twitter saying it was not a work? But see, that's what I'm saying. But the Triple H is always wants to make up stuff just to, make himself look good for no particular reason. But bro, let me tell you something. I can tell how emotional R-Truth was during that interview. Yeah, you can tell that he was literally heartbroken, that he couldn't believe that they released him. And everyone wants Triple H was talking about how they wanted to make it into like a storyline, which he wanted R-Truth gone anyway, because there was actually no real plan for R-Truth, aka Raw Killings. So they have brought him back after news broke out of him being released because they would not, quote unquote, renew his contract. Also, Triple H was saying that that they never actually wanted to fire him. That it was all just a storyline. It was all a work. And that R-Truth immediately took to Twitter saying it was not a work. Like, seriously, bro. Going back to the history between R-Truth and Triple H, Nick Khan, it showed in this documentary series that it was Nick Khan was the one who brought back R-Truth, not Triple H. And when R-Truth had came back, huge pop during that Monday Night Raw episode during the summer. What did Triple H do? He just immediately put him back in the catering as a comedy act for the next couple of months later. Also, I saw in other WWE news stating that Logan Paul had actually came out saying blaming Triple H for WWE creative issues is misguided. Bruh, what? Misguided? Right, is he getting serious? Like, for real? Bruh, misguided. You know what? I'm not actually surprised if they're actually paying him to say stuff like this. Like, are you for real kidding me, bro? Misguided. But here's my question. Why is someone like Triple H always letting the fans know that it's his show every time the pop-up credits roll in at the end of each and every episode as the chief content officer? Misguided. Heck, that whole Stranger Things crossover a few weeks ago was so bad by not even having the cast themselves from the series being part of the show after not receiving enough viewers on Netflix since they got kicked out of the top 10 spot down to 2.3 million views. Meanwhile, SmackDown pulling under a million, such as 990K viewers. And you want to talk about him being blamed for WWE creative issues is misguided? Seriously? Is that really what we're doing? So you mean to tell me that having a bunch of title changes left and right for every 2 to 3 months for cheap pops is misguided? Not having any follow-ups of which wrestler attacked who, that's misguided. Nonsensical heel versus heel, face versus face matches and rematches. Releasing a bunch of 30 talents last year. Having John Cena turning back as a babyface on a random SmackDown episode before SummerSlam. Tournaments, open challenges, and qualifying matches, and not actually putting out an actual storyline. That is misguided. Yeah, I'm speaking fast, bro, because all that is true. Also, I want to give out a major huge shout out to the legend himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin, for pointing this out on Chris Van's podcast.
I think, you know, there's so much, the shows are so formatted now. They stick to the same format. Hey man, have about 6 formats that you could go to, you know, and rotate those. Like come in hot, leave hot, come in with your standard thing. Hey, guy cuts a promo, here sets the tone of the show, whatever. And you know, I digress. I'm not trying to, you know, I don't want to say I'm disenchanted with anything because I'm not, because I don't watch enough. But to go back to your question, just learn how to sell, learn how to work. And, you know,